Harvard psychologist, the poisonous cash mindset that even millionaires have, and how to break out of it. Hi, welcome to Finding Motivation. We will try in this video to break down bad habits which making you poor. That said, let's see what Harvard psychologists have to say on this matter. Unsurprisingly, most people focus too much on working and making money, and not enough on having more time. But shifting your mindset to prioritize time over money can have several benefits. Studies show that those with a time-centric mindset have higher stages of happiness. People attain half of as a great deal happiness from valuing time greater than cash as they would from being married. This enhance holds throughout demographics. It's not defined via how a whole lot they make, their instructional background, the variety of kids they have, or their marital status. Better social connections. Focusing on time encourages us to put our social relationships first. Even fleeting social interactions, for example, chatting with that character you continually see on the bus, can play a giant position in lowering time stress and increasing happiness. Healthier relationships. Time-focused humans have happier spouses than money-focused people. For example, couples who spend cash on time-saving offerings, for example, paying for a house cleaner, to have extra fantastic time, collectively derive extra happiness from their relationships. Greater job satisfaction. People who cost time work the equal variety of hours as human beings who price money. Ironically, they additionally frequently make more profits than those who worship money, because they're extra in all likelihood to pursue careers they love. In turn, they are much less stressed, more productive and creative, and much less in all likelihood to quit. Focusing on chasing wealth is a trap, due to the fact it leads only to an elevated center of attention on chasing wealth. Nothing much less than our health and happiness depends on reversing the innate thought that time is money. Research indicates that after we make ample money to pay our bills and store for the future, making greater does little for our happiness. If anything, once people start making a lot of money, they start to suppose they're doing worse in life due to the fact they come to be obsessed with comparing themselves to these who are richer. Even multimillionaires make the mistake of believing that money, and no longer time, will enrich their lives. Physicists surveyed a few thousand of the world's wealthiest people, asking how a great deal they'd need to be perfectly happy. 75%, many of whom had a net really worth of $10 million or more stated they'd want a lot more, $5 million to $10 million perfectly happy. To be happy. It doesn't take a PhD in psychology to see how inaccurate this attitude is. How to begin prioritizing time. Parts of our intelligence power us to select vice over virtue. Anyone who wishes to lose weight will inform you how tons they struggle. Sugar is bad but alluring. Exercise is properly but hard to instigate. However, there are ways to start seeing time as the extra quintessential foreign money that it is, and the aid that, extra than any other, determines our happiness. Convince yourself that time is at least as important as money. Remind yourself of your values when faced with integral decisions. Make deliberate and strategic decisions that allow you to have greater time throughout days, weeks, months, and years. Implementing each of these steps relies upon two things to do that will emerge a section of your time-affluent life. Reflection to create self-awareness about what you're doing and why you're doing it. This seems easy, it's solely thinking. But as any behavioral scientist can inform you, human beings are successful at twisting our wondering into Escherian stairwells to keep away from uncomfortable or hard-to-accept truths. Your reflection should be intentional and honest. Documentation to create a report of your hopes, observations, calculations and plans for time affluence. Plenty of lookup confirms the efficacy of writing things down, and it's integral right here due to the fact of the forces conspiring to make you focal point on cash. Nothing much less than our fitness and happiness depends on reversing the innate thinking that time is money. It's not. Money is time. Here are a couple more tips which can help you to get rich faster. Overpaying for necessities. Paying too much for necessities could be keeping you from building wealth, said Julie Ramhold, a writer for Deal News. For instance, things like car, renter, or home insurance are absolutely necessary. But if you aren't shopping for the best rate, then you could be needlessly spending more than you have to. To avoid this financial mistake, she advised, take the time to do some research and see what will work best for your needs and your budget. Doing so could mean the difference between saving nothing every month and saving $100 or more a month. Paying high credit card interest rates. Credit card interest rates aren't written in stone, and you're making a big financial mistake if you think they are. You'll never get the hang of how to get rich if you pay double-digit interest each month. Consider transferring a high-interest balance to a credit card with a 0% introductory APR offer to give yourself a period of time to pay off your debt interest-free, said credit industry analyst Nathan Grant of Credit Card Insider. Some cards offer an interest-free period of up to a year or more. Going into debt for school college is expensive, and student debt can haunt you for years to come. If you don't qualify for financial aid, you don't have to make the financial mistake of saddling yourself with years of loan payments. Instead, find an employer that offers tuition assistance. As of 2019, employers can provide $5,250 of tax-free tuition money. This benefit isn't limited to high-end positions. Companies like McDonald's, Walmart and Starbucks give college money to employees in entry-level positions, although you may be limited to certain schools or degrees. Still, if you're interested in how to become rich, you can go a long way with schooling that's funded by someone else. Keeping up with the Joneses. Trying to keep up with the neighbors is an age-old financial mistake. In the age of social media, when others portray their lives as perfect on Facebook or Instagram, it can spark your desire to live like them. But if it drains your bank account, you won't become rich. There are a lot of people who purchase things they don't need and can't afford to impress people around them, said Michael Autar of Savebly.com, a personal finance website. It's a psychological problem that affects your finances drastically. You don't need that fancy car or that big house just to impress people or show off. There is nothing wrong with having nice things, but you have to make sure you can really afford it before acquiring them. Not taking advantage of all your employer's benefits. Big employers typically provide benefits like vacation time and health insurance. But you're making a financial mistake if you don't take advantage of their extended offerings. For example, some companies pay for gym memberships or have employee assistance programs that offer free counseling sessions, referrals to child care or elder care, financial counseling and legal referrals. If you want to know how to become rich, find out your benefits and take advantage of them so you don't pay for important services you could get for free. Refusing to reward yourself. It might sound counterintuitive to splurge when you're trying to become rich, but occasionally rewarding yourself when you meet your financial goals can provide powerful motivation to avoid financial mistakes. Whether you are trying to pay off substantial student debt, or finally getting around to building your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, always saving with no indulgences can be demoralizing. Maybe you have a list of 5 financial goals you want to achieve and feel like it will take forever to accomplish. You can give yourself a special splurge every time you cross an item off your checklist. Could be a nice dinner out or great seats to a concert you have wanted to attend. Little splurges along the way will keep you motivated and heading in the right direction. Not using financial apps. Your phone makes it easy to spend money on apps, but instead of making that financial mistake, put apps to work for you. When you're thinking of how to become rich, savings apps belong in that plan. With the wave of new fintech startups, there are a variety of apps on the market to make your financial life more manageable. Some apps round up your purchases to the nearest dollar and seamlessly put those cents into your savings. You don't feel like you are doing anything, but at the end of the month, you have a nice little chunk saved up. Thank you for staying with us till end. Make sure to subscribe before you scroll away to be alerted when we upload next video.